And I will fill my machine gun back up. There we go. That's better. And no, it's not better. Level back down. Come on. Come on, Brick Road. Get with the program. What are you doing? I promise you guys that I'm good at this game. I promise. Like, even my hell speedrun time back in the day when I was in practice with this game was pretty good. Also, this was the game that inspired me to buy a decent PC gamepad. Because back in the day, I didn't have a good PC gamepad. I had probably a crappy one. So I played most of the game on the keyboard. I got all the way to the end of the game on the keyboard, and then I just could not go any further on it. I just reached the limit of what I could do with my fingers. So I sent away for the, what is this thing even called? Hold on. What is this peripheral? While she's talking, I will double check. It's a little Super Nintendo plug-in thing called the Super Smart Joy or something. Yeah, Super Smart Joy. It's like all rubbed off. That's how old this thing is. It's been in my house since 2004 because it's the only gamepad. It's like, okay, I want to play Cave Story. What kind of gamepad do I want to use? I could buy a state-of-the-art gamepad with triggers and control sticks and whatever, but that would not be it. Nope. For Cave Story, gotta go with the SNES controller. And this Super Smart Joy and this SNES controller, pronounce it correctly, Brickroad. What are you talking about? There's a dog in this treasure box. But no, this SNES controller plugged into the Super Smart Joy, which in turn is plugged into the USB port on my computer, has seen me through every Let's Play that you've ever watched of mine that is an 8 or 16-bit game. That is the God's honest truth. All the NES and SNES games that I've done for you guys, all the times we've shared together as a YouTube family, all made possible by the Super Smart Joy. I recommend it, is all I'm saying. It works for me. I guess technically the better option would be to find an adapter for like a PS2 controller, which is a little more modernized and user-friendly. It's still pretty good for 2D games like this, but that's not the route that I took. More dogs are coming. Don't worry about it, lady. She's kind of cluing us into what I've been calling the second storyline of Cave Story, the second of the two parallel stories about the what this island is and why the robots were sent to clean it out and whatever. I think I can just go along the bottom now. If I go quickly and don't get shot in my bones like that, that's exactly what I did not want to happen. That was the opposite of good. It was ungood. Ungood is the opposite of good, right? There's the next dog. Come on, I'll catch you. Yes, I want to take the dog with me, and then I want to go home with this dog. Because backtracking is awesome! There's a little bit of backtracking in every area of Cave Story. Every single level has at least a little bit of backtracking. But no single level has so much backtracking that it's unbearable. The Sand Zone probably has the most, but it breaks the backtrack. Like every time you bring a puppy home, you get a little bit more of the story. And like I just mentioned this, in another Let's Play that I recorded this weekend, I recorded Metal Gear, and I was talking about backtracking in the Metal Gear series, and how sometimes it's used to help advance the plot by like, okay, you do a little bit of backtracking, get a little bit of plot. Do a little bit of backtracking, get a little bit of plot. And like the canonical example of that in Metal Gear would be in Metal Gear Solid when you've got to change the shape of the temperature key, and you've got to run back and forth through different rooms, and every time you go back through a door or whatever, your codec rings, and it's like Campbell or Otacon or someone who has a little bit more story for you. That's kind of what's going on here in the Sand Zone. I know that was a big convoluted example, and I probably could have done better by you guys than going through that route, but that's just what was in my brain right now, because I've been playing so much Metal Gear right now. That's kind of the example in my head. Brick Road, this level would be really annoying without the machine gun. I know it. Actually, I think the bubbler is really good right here. Well, I don't know about really good, but it's not machine gun good. It's a good stand-in if you skip the machine gun. If you didn't take it... Oh, my machine gun's empty now, though. I need to turbocharge my machine gun. There is an item called the Tessabuck. No, that was spikes. Spikes are bad. Boop. What? Boop? Not boop. Door. That didn't happen. We didn't see that. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna just pretend that... New rule. Anytime I'm talking about Metal Gear, any deaths that happen during that time, in the interim of the Metal Gear discussion, do not count. That's the rule. And I can set that rule because this is my Let's Play channel. Okay? Are we good on that? We're... Okay. So, that didn't happen. I didn't fall onto spikes. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, the fireball would be really good here, so... You kind of get spoiled using the machine gun. Like, the first time you played through the game... Well, the first time I played through the game, I didn't know you could skip the machine gun. Like, you know, when a robot tells you, hey, you want to use my machine gun, you say, yeah. I mean, obviously, duh, you know? But my second time through the game, I said no, and, like, that's how I started learning you could get other stuff. All you birds have to die. All of you. I'm sorry, but it is the way of things. And because we have to backtrack, you'll all have to die again after I get the last dog. After I complete my pooch collection ceremony. Yes. I also want to save the game. There was a save point hidden in that block. Don't tell anyone. It's a secret. It's not that big of a secret, though, because I just showed it to you. And also because who isn't going to go up there and explore that really, you know, obtrusive-looking block? I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I'm the just saying guy. Backtracking is also made more palatable if it accompanies really good music. Like, the Sand Zone has fun music that's really good. And, like, I can listen to it, and I do, like, just pop the Cave Story soundtrack in. This is a good track to listen to, just for fun. All the way up. Come on, I don't want to run out of... There we go. Don't need to run out of ammunition before I'm done ascending. Hey, guess who came to visit? It's Balrog came to visit and punched this old... He punched an old woman, knocked her over, took her keys. I will stop them. It's okay. That life potion will restore your life, but you can only use it once. I think if you use it, you can come back here and she'll give you another one. I just like to not use it. I like to conserve it until the very end of the game. First of all, though, before we get to the end of the game, we gotta go through the Sand Zone. So that'll happen. And I'm gonna just machine gun my way through here. I think I'll end up just fighting most of the bosses with the machine gun too, just because it's such a great weapon. You must die! Go away, thank you. Except where the fireball is more useful, like on these slopes. Yeah. There are more cool weapons in the game, which I'll show off. We're about to get one after this next boss fight. Which means it won't be showed off until the next video, most likely, because, you know, that'll be after the end of the Sand Zone, and gotta cut the video after the end of the level, because, again, it's the rules. My LP, my rules. You don't like it, go watch somebody else's LP. There are a couple other Cave Story LPs out there that you can watch if you don't like mine. Of course, if you don't like mine, they'll just hurt my feelings, and I know you're really concerned about my feelings. At least I have to tell myself that, because... whatever. Let's machine gun this boss in here. Who's the boss? It's, well... there's the doctor. The doctor is an evil man with a weird-looking crown on his head. And his little witch girlfriend who's like 1/3 his size. They're gonna force feed the flowers to Toroko, and then I'm gonna have to murder Toroko. Isn't that sad? Actually, it is sad. Like, it really kind of broke me up the first time I watched this scene, because you got King jumps in with his magic sword, and it's all heroic, and he tries to save his girlfriend, but she's already eaten the flowers, and that's no good. Just awful things happen to the little cute, adorable Mimiga creatures in this game. That's the moral of Cave Story. Awful things happen to every Mimiga. So now it's time to destroy Toroko. Oh! I forget that those blocks kind of home in on you, and they create little flowers. But I can still level up on the flowers, which is nice. I don't know why eating those flowers gave Toroko the ability to pick up and throw Gutsman blocks, but hey, I'm not a Mimiga. I don't know much about Mimiga physiology. Maybe that's just how it works. And notice you don't get the victorious destroyed a boss music theme when you beat Toroko, because it's sad. I'm crying on the inside. And King dies too, and leaves you his sword, the blade, which is just like his sword. See? Yeah, it's sad. It's huzzah! Crunch! I am so sick of these two guys. Oh, we're gonna meet David Bowie? Are we gonna learn all about dance magic? Because that was a great reference. No, screw you guys. That reference was awesome, okay? I'm sorry, but I know people are gonna be like, oh, he made a David Bowie reference. That was awful. It was not awful. It was great. I'm gonna save the game. Guys, please meet me back here for some more Cave Story. It's all I ask.